Hey guys, welcome back, channel. Thank you so much for clicking on video. I mean, so if you guys keep looking, if you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. Today we're back with the predictions and power rankings podcast. It's week 5, guys. It's week 5. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it? It feels like in the off season we thought like there's no way it could ever be even like week 3, and now it's like we're about to hit the merge. We're about to hit the merge, and then
maybe
after the
sort of
maybe you're right. We'll get to that later. But I feel like it's like we have been on this for so long now that it's like the idea that not only is it this season left, but there's a whole nother season that's already been filmed, edited, ready to go, packaged. Like that's crazy to me that we waited so long and now we have 2 seasons just ready to come out immediately. What are your guys' thoughts on this pre-merge? Because obviously, or at least pre-swap section, we don't know if it's going to be a swap, a merge, or some sort of new hybrid twist or whatever, one world, whatever you want to call it. But what are your thoughts on this first section of the game, at least?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I've fairly enjoyed it. I think we're gonna get some sort of swap because there wasn't the red merge colors where they were at, so something like that. But I know a lot of Survivor fans hate on the season. That's what Survivor fans do, unfortunately. Yeah. I've personally liked it. I really think there's only been like one meh episode 2. I've liked every other episode really, and especially this last episode. I think these last 2 episodes have actually been pretty good.
Very strong, yeah. Similar to on the Idols, where it got super strong, like towards the end of the pre-merge, actually.
And then the finale kind of picked up, actually.
Exactly. Underdog.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty messy pre-merge so far. There's been a lot of advantages, obviously, and that's what people have been complaining about the most. And the editing has been kind of wonky with a lot of people with big edits going home, especially not necessarily Jeannie, but the 3 people that went home before her. Being kind of fan favorite players. So that's something you don't usually see. And that could just be like people are mad that their favorite players are going home a little bit earlier than they'd like. That could be playing into the negative factors of the season. But also, as Spencer, as you said, the ratings for the season are really tanking, which isn't great. But I mean, it's great to have Survivor back on my screen, so I won't complain.
Yeah, the ratings have actually been slowly getting better each episode, I think. So at least there's that.
What?
Yeah, the viewers are going down.
Yeah, the viewership is going down. The ratings are going up, though.
Right now. The viewership from pre-merge to episode 4 went from 6.25 million views to 5.4.
5 million, yeah.
5.4. like that's no bueno. Like the ratings can be all you want, but if there isn't a lot of people watching, no matter how many you can have, like the 5.4 million people like love the show, but those people can only buy so many commercial products. Like it's not. It gets to a point where you didn't need the audience, but look for episode 4 to 5 jump. Did it jump up or down?
It's like from 1 to 1. The first episode was 6 million and 6.25 million.
Yeah, no, I went over all this in my video. I'm asking for episode 4 to 5.
4 to 5?
Yeah. What's the jump there? I'm curious.
5.79 to 5.67.
Down again.
Not that much though.
I mean, yeah, but
not that like it was a big drop from 1 to 2.
Well, I mean, it was a no. The drop from 1 to 2. Okay, so if you understand ratings, like if you look at them frequently, you'd know that premiere to second episode always drops at least 5%. That's normal. What's not normal is the 3 to 4 drop. That was 6%, which is never okay unless it's a premiere to second episode. And the worst part is that in the 18 to 49 demographic, which is like the moneymaker demographic, it dropped 15%, which is really bad. So.
Hopefully, though, putting freaking Micronesian David vs. Goliath on Netflix will do something.
Yeah, I hope so. My goodness.
So are they putting Micronesia and David vs. Goliath, or one of them?
Both of them, I think, at the same time. I'm not sure.
November 15th, I think, is the date.
Nice, cool. That's good. Hopefully, these little Netflix casuals who are staying in the little bubble will maybe be able to get hooked on Survivor. My thing is, it's so hard to show people Survivor who unless they just like really fall. Like for example, right? I showed my grandma Cagayan, right? And so it's not a very good place to start because it's like you're starting at like the 2nd or 3rd best season of all time, or maybe even 1st. But because she loved it so much, she was willing to suffer through like the average subpar like Guatemala, Panama, Cook Islands, and then now we're just getting to like Micronesia, China, Tokenshin, Samoa. Like we're getting to all these cool like Golden Age seasons, and so that type of person is like they're fine with it. But like a Netflix watcher who's fine with watching Heroes vs. Villains, Kaguyan, Micronesia, and Day vs. Goliath, once they go check out any other season, they're gonna be like, "What is this show? It's terrible. It's like Naked and Afraid. Where's the strategy?" Like, but so I feel like it's hard to show survive because it's one of those things where it's like, where do you go after Kaguyan, Day vs. Goliath, Micronesia, and Heroes vs. Villains? You go to the next worst season, and then the next worst, and then until eventually you're at Thailand. It's like there's nowhere to go.
True. Yeah, that's true. But if you'll find a real Survivor fan if they're willing to watch the Dark Age season. So
exactly. But nonetheless, guys, we are here to talk about episode 5. We have our power rankings written down, ready to go. Any predictions for the next episode? So personally, before the season started, and shout out to my boot prediction / winner pick video.
This is always been talking about, I swear.
Yes. It has a 1.2K views. Thanks to you guys. And in that video, I had actually said Chantelle and Ricard are going to be the 2 people that get out of UA, and that they're going to dissolve into the other 2 tribes. Half that's right. I need the other half to rewrite, and so I'm going to put my bank on that. What are your guys' prediction for what's going to happen with this? We'll call it what did Jeff say? It was like
this is
not exactly a merge.
Not exactly. So let's just call it like the not exactly.
And then we heard Evie say that it's like nothing we've ever seen before.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be dissolvation because like this is nothing we've never seen before, and Evie's obviously a Survivor fan, so I don't know.
But they also could be taking from like later in the episode, like maybe they do like
they could.
Or I don't know. It's tough. It really is tough. What's your prediction though about the not exactly?
I have a bit of a bold prediction, which probably won't happen, but it's just a little.
Hold on. So then save yours for after. Skyly.
Okay.
I was gonna say Ricard gets voted out because I just want that to happen.
Oh my god.
We had our chance. We had our chance last episode.
Right? It should have happened. It honestly should have happened. I don't care what people say.
Okay. Underdog.
What's your bold prediction, Underdog?
My bold prediction is that the 12 people are going to individually compete in some sort of challenge. Hopefully like a balanced sort of challenge so that like Danny and Heather have a similar shot to win. And the first 6 people to complete the challenge win immunity for that round. And then the other 6 have to go to tribal.
Well, yeah. Well, so what you're saying is that they're going to merge, but then draw buffs or draw just like little like colors.
No, they're going to be it's going to be an individual game, but the 6 people who win immunity don't even go to tribal.
They just go back to their islands.
So what you're saying is we merge, but then you draw whatevers, you draw rocks, and the half of the merged tribe.
No, not a draw rocks, but a challenge.
You know what I mean? Like draw whatever to see who is in which half, and then that half that loses is a half of the merged tribe. That half of the merged tribe goes to tribal. But
I think
I'm saying that individually, it's
going
to be an individual challenge where the first 6 people to win the challenge.
I don't think they're not going to merge. They're just going to stay like tribes. People that go to tribal council could be on completely different tribes, but they just go to tribal council.
No, that's not. It's a weird theory that's probably not going to happen, but I figured I'd just throw it out there.
Can you try and sum it up in like a sentence that like makes sense?
So it's an individual game, but it's not a merge because not everybody's going to tribal. So they compete in an individual challenge.
Well, because in Fiji, when they split up, they had merged first and then split up.
Yeah, so I don't think he's saying.
Are you saying that or something different?
I'm gonna be honest. Haven't watched Fiji yet, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no, sounds Fiji, right?
Yeah.
You want to see? In Fiji, they did a merge, and then Jeff was like, "Hey, guys, cool twist." And then they put the merge tribe into 2 different teams, and then one team won unity.
Hold on, I got it. Remember in I don't know the post merge when they split it up and
it's almost like that, except for it's individual instead of a team challenge.
Do that like instead of that being the first vote at the merge, it's the vote right before the merge.
Yeah,
got it. Okay. That makes
more sense. Compete individually as opposed to on teams. But regardless, it's probably not going to happen. So let's move on to our power rankings.
Wait, I actually got a bold prediction real quick. the person voted out in the next episode will be the first member of the jury. Jeff kind of slacked me out. He was like, well, what if the jury starts this round, guys? And I was like, okay, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like the next person voted out might become part of the jury because the last time a non-all-star season happened, 39, the 7th person voted out was the first member of the jury for some odd reason.
Yeah, but isn't there like speculation that was because of Dan or something?
Well, but
because they apparently somehow knew that Dan was going to get taken out, but they didn't decide to do anything about it.
I don't really believe that.
I don't know. They may have done it as like just in case. Like, well,
yeah, but then they have 11 jurors. They never had 11 jurors.
I know. That's why I don't necessarily. But I'm just saying. Like, I'm playing devil's advocate. Like, I don't really know why they did it. We'll never know. Survivor Mysteries, Survivor BuzzFeed, Unsolved Mysteries. You know. So.
Sure. Top 10 Unsolved Mysteries by WatchMojo.com.
Number 1.
Pravity is a
Number 1. Pravati stole an idol from Russell Hantz.
Pravity? They would say Pravity.
Poverty
has won Survivor 3 times, according to Wikipedia.
Ozzy's actually played Survivor 7 times, and they just purpled him. We're getting
Ross and Bob has won Survivor 3 times, and his wife Amber has never won before. And according to Wikipedia,
Richard Hatch competed on Second Chances, where he smuggled matches into his ear holes.
I saw that. That was so.
I think we're getting a little off track here, guys.
No, so we're referring to the video on Watch Mojo. Where they get they got like everything
wrong. Yeah, it was funny.
Everything. They said that instead of Richard smuggling matches in his butthole,
in his ear hole. Yeah,
they said it was Second Chances when it was actually PG that smuggled and stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't smuggle in her ear hole. She's like smuggling in like her necklace or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. She's not Richard Hatch. All right, let's get to our our power rankings. All right,
12 minutes in.
12 minutes in after we talked about smuggling things.
That's about how long we talk about Deshaun whenever he comes up.
Probably.
It's not going to come up for a while.
Can't wait to talk about Deshaun, guys.
If you're new here, we do a little bit differently than other channels. We go from worst player / going home next, all the way up to best player or winner pick. Honestly, okay, we're gonna start at 12 because there's 12 players left. 12 is our worst player / the person who we think is going to go home next. Usually those two people align, but if they don't, then it's kind of up to our discretion. And the same goes for the first player. The first player is either our winner pick and or the person who we feel like is not going to go home. It kind of goes back and forth, but that's essentially what we're doing. And we're going to go from 12 to 1. So here's my 12. We like to go me, Skylander, Underdog. So here's my 12. Mm-hmm. I have Erica at 12. I think
same.
There we go. All right, great. So then I'll just talk for all of us for this one. I think Erica is being set up to be either because I feel like, especially if they have this dissolvation, I think Erica's the perfect person to kind of get swept. Like, just she went out like the last vote of the pre-merge because they haven't given her any edit. So obviously she's not winning. She's probably not getting to the end either. She's probably not even getting to finale. And if that's the case, she's like, that's a really good shot that she gets out next round or the round after that. Whether it's at the merge because her entire Luva tribe flips on her, or at the swap because her entire Luva tribe flips on her. One of those is going to happen. She has no relationships that are actually genuine. She thinks Deshaun's on her side, but it's obviously not the case. And the fact that she hasn't even figured out yet that they're targeting her is even worse for her game. She got 0 edit, and even if she somehow is able to weasel herself for the whole game, again, you guys know that I'm not a big fan of her final tribal council chances. So I mean, overall, I just think right now she's in the worst spot because she had an entire segment, the best segment of episode 4 is them just trashing on Erica completely.
Facts.
That's
all I got to say, really. I agree. Yeah. While she's gotten no edit, that could mean she just gets purple the entire season. She could also be like one of the final people voted out the pre-merge. So either way, at this point, I just don't see Erica winning. I can't see how that happens.
She seems to be on the bottom of the Luva tribe, and they're like you said, they're definitely going to flip on her. Yeah. And she also seems to be like, oh, I want to be playing a quiet game, but I also want to go to a tribal council and vote people out and make moves. It's just she's completely contradicting herself.
Exactly.
She'll get voted out too if she goes to tribal. So
Yep.
Yeah, I want to go to tribal so I can be on the pre-merge trip.
Thank God Nasir's on the tribe.
I think that it's less about if her tribe flips on her, it's more about when is their first chance to flip on her, which says something about her game right now. So yeah. All right. I got my 11 is Heather. It's the other purple player because I feel like Heather has 0 edit. Heather has, again, no edit. So we obviously know she's not winning. We kind of knew that going into the season based on her archetype and her pregame interviews. She's definitely not our winner. I think we can all agree on that. Now it's a matter of, is she going to snag that third place no vote spot where she gets like the emotional edit where she's an emotional person, but she ends up facing her fears, whatever, this and that. Or is she going to just be like a random boot at the post merge? She's one or the other. She's not anything in between. She's not like your Rob Goddess. She's not your winner, and she's not your merge boot. She's either like just a boring boot in the post merge, or she's your third place finisher. And I'm going to go with boring boot in the post merge. But even if she's the third place finisher, I'm not. That's a perfect reason. It's a guaranteed loss, So that's why I have her at 11.
Yeah, I agree. I could see her going out like 10th. 8th, something around
10th or 3rd for me.
Yeah, or she's the no votes finalist. Either way, she doesn't win. And with this, I really had 0 I really did never consider her as a winner pick in the entire game. She's always been in like this bottom 3-ish type or bottom 5-ish. So she's staying here. And Jenny was here too, and she got voted out. So we'll see what happens.
There you go.
So you have Heather also at 11, Skylander?
Yeah. Who do you have, Heather? Where do you have
I have Xander at 11, which you might be questioning at first because he does have that immunity idol and he does have that extra vote. But now that Lyanna has the knowledge is power advantage, which is super broken because Xander has to announce his idol to everybody. And so now she knows for a fact that he has the idol. And if she plays that at tribal, she takes his idol away from him, effectively becoming an idol nullifier. And so he's screwed, basically.
Poor Xander, bro. He cannot get. Yeah, I have Xander like 10. I just want to say that.
For revenge, basically.
For revenge, basically, yeah.
The Survivor producers are getting revenge basically on Xander, I feel like. Exactly. They just can't give this guy a break. Soon as his idol becomes activated, it loses his power because now Lyanna has this advantage that she can take away his idols.
At tribal counts or something weird like that, though, but still. Yeah, it's like basically just a series of unfortunate events for Xander. He finally gets his idol and his vote back. At least he has his vote now, but his idol is probably about to get snatched from him. His idol's about to get finessed, if you will, from him. So,
or maybe she's actually smart and doesn't snag the idol from her main ally and waits until the merge and just stays patient. But I don't.
Xander is not Lyanna's main ally. She was crying over the fact that she didn't vote him out. Yeah, and she seems to have big move-itis and just wants to get Xander out. She has something against Xander.
She just has something against him, despite the fact that she didn't vote him out. If you have something, just don't vote out Voce. Vote out Xander. Almost every single time I bring up why Xander should have been voted out over Voce, but seriously, you cried on the beach about voting him out. You could have voted him out. He was right there. He had no vote. He couldn't really. He wasn't gonna ever play. He couldn't have his idol, and so what happened?
And on top of that, according to Voce post game, he was 100% willing to save himself by voting Xander. So there you go.
But I will say I think there's a chance that Xander could team up with Evie, but I just feel like Evie right now is gonna stick with the girls.
No,
because she hate all man mentality. You know what I'm saying?
To a fault. Yeah. Yep. Again, this is the flaw in that logic is this. I mean, you can say that there's a majority of women. They're not all women. not everybody's. You want to have a working relationship with everybody, especially if
it's working out there right now. That's why I said voting out Abraham was Xander's and Voce's probably their biggest mistake in the game. Obviously, it was Voce's biggest mistake. We'll see if it was Xander's biggest mistake soon enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, one bad thing about Xander is his interaction with Tiffany where he lied to her and then she realized that he was lying and then he stumbled over his words and tried to cover him up, and then the whole time Tiffany's looking at the camera and making faces
that made me hate Tiffany so much. I'm gonna lie, but the thing is there was kind of obnoxious. I feel like Xander right now is only getting screen time when he absolutely needs to. He's not really been getting that much screen time in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, but that's this is his first confession in a while.
Yeah, but
that's everybody on Yase
besides
because
Evie.
Well, yeah, of course, because Evie's literally like the Chantelle of this tribe. Well, I think honestly, what the producers did is they said, okay, this Yasser tribe, obviously they're going to go in the premiere, but this easy boot, whatever. The only time that they're ever going to have an interesting or even slightly interesting like episode in which we can focus at all on them is the second episode. So let's just show them for 40 minutes in the second episode, show nobody else, make that episode a terrible episode, but then, or not terrible, you know what I mean? Not a very good episode. And we'll pack them in there, and then we don't show them the rest of the pre-merge. And I think that's what they're continuously doing. I mean, they got Turtles, they got this scene with Xander, and
no, Tiffany's got more confessionals in the past episodes than Xander. That's really like
exactly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Exactly.
So who's your 10 then? We're at the 10, or are we at 10 now? Oh.
I think
has Underdog said his 11 or no?
Yeah, we're talking about Xander.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So if that's the case, let's move on to my 10. I got Tiffany. Speaking of that. Tiffany, for me, someone who's not going to win. I think Tiffany beats 0 people. Even if Jeannie had made it to this merge / swap / not exactly, I think Jeannie beats Tiffany, which is saying something if Jeannie beats you in Final Tribal. I think Heather beats Tiffany. That's saying something if Heather beats you in Final Tribal. So that's already enough to put her at the bottom spot. And the only reason she's not is because she has better relationships than Jeannie would have had if she got to the merge, and definitely better relationships than Heather has right now. That's the only reason that she's above Heather, and then where Jeannie would have been if she got to the merge.
Yeah.
I also have Tiffany at 10. She's in a pretty good spot with the Women's Alliance, but she's also the 3rd member. So, like, if I don't really know how we can predict, like, the Yase tribe. We were always able to drink. Oh, if the Yase tribe goes to tribal council, oh, here's who they're going to vote off. You can't really say that anymore because the tribe dynamics are going to be somehow switched up next episode. But she's the 3 in that group of 3, but I don't really think she realizes it. And she was also like suspicious that Evie was getting too close to Xander. So she is a little bit aware in the game, and she's also been doing better in challenges. But as you said, like probably no shot to win the Final Tribal.
Correct.
Yeah. 10, I got Xander. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. But I don't want Xander to be here, but, just kind of.
I have Xander at 9.
Yeah, well, I have Tiffany at 9, so.
There you go.
Yeah, but I mean, I just feel like Xander, while I think he has way higher chance to win than Tiffany, I think he's more susceptible to being voted out than Tiffany. So that they're just kind of right there with each other,
Yeah, I see that. All right, well, that's the exact same reason why for me, it's really just the advantage. If not for the event, like right now, I actually had to do a last minute change because I forgot about that. And as soon as you mentioned it, I brought him down 2 spots and brought the 2 people under him up 1 each, like pumped them both up. And so it just, I mean, I think that it dropped him 2 full spots for me because that's an advantage. Losing an advantage drops you 2 full spots because that's so powerful. His extra vote could actually be used in an actually good way because he's in that middle tribe in which he might have to use that extra vote to gain a majority, even if he gets numbers on his side, especially at an even merge / swap / not exactly. And so I think overall that losing the extra vote brings him down 2-3 spots at least. And so, but at the same time, he beats. I'm looking
a lot of people. He beats a lot of people. If
he doesn't beat Chantelle. He probably doesn't beat Evie. He probably doesn't beat Evie. I think he probably doesn't beat Danny. And other than that, I think he beats literally everybody else in this post merge. And he has a shot against Danny. And so that shows he like 3 people beat him or 2 people beat him. That's super impressive. So I mean, yeah, that's why he has to be staying out of this bottom 3. But for like the bottom 4 is kind of. That's okay for him to slip into because of the fact that he has no advantage and he's the target right now on his tribe if they go to tribal.
Yeah, so we both just had 10 and 9. So Underdog, who's your 9?
My 9 is Heather. So we all have the exact same bottom 4, just in different orders.
Yep.
Also, I had forgotten to do this, but I'm going to share where each player moved up and down from last episode. So Erica, even though she's last place for me, actually moved up 1 spot because she was last place last week. Xander was 9 for me, so he dropped 2 spots. Tiffany moved up 1 spot, and then Heather moved up 1 spot.
There you go.
All right, so Spencer, you're number 8.
My number 8 is who is it? It's going.
Okay, it's gonna be Nasir. Nasir
That
is the person who.
That is Nasir.
That is Nasir.
Because I have a bunch of arrows on my thing because I had to move down Xander and move up Nasir and move up the person above Nasir. Nasir for me is in a confusing spot. He's gotten a very conflicting edit, and for that reason, I feel like there's no way that they just kind of sent him home at this last pre-merge vote, especially after all that positive content. Like, oh my god, look! Like I feel like after that,
that was so good.
God, yeah, I feel like after that, there's no way that they just cut and then the next episode.
That really was Nasir.
Yeah, I feel like it really didn't make any sense to me that they're finally starting to flesh out his character, and so to just cut him after this one makes 0 sense to me. On top of that, he's in a decent spot. Dane and Deshaun are finally not coming after him. Sydney's finally not coming after him, and Heather and Erica don't hate him, and they probably would work with him over the rest of them, the other Power 3. And so I think he has more options than at first glance comes across.
Yeah, I see that, but I don't actually have Nasir 8. I don't know if this is out of left field. I have Lyanna at 8. It's really just because I don't know what to do with her. Because I don't
know what to do with her.
No, because I don't think she's gonna win. And while she got some positive content in the last episode, like I don't think that was.
She has a better shot to win than several people that are.
I don't care. But the thing is, I just don't see her making it to the end. Like honestly, like she only got that screen time because she had to, because she was on the freaking.
But you can say that about literally anything. You can say about literally anything.
Yeah, but like, and also just Lyanna just hasn't been making the best moves. I don't think in her best interest, and with voting out.
Neither has like Ricard.
Okay, yeah. Well, Ricard I think is actually in a like I don't know. I know it sounds dumb, but I think Ricard might be in a better position depending on what tribe he goes to. Anyway,
I really doubt.
Let me speak. So.
This is good, bro.
So what? Yeah. So like, I don't know, cause like I don't have a lot of confidence in Lyanna. See, I'm kind of like with what you had with Erica. Like, I just don't really. I'm just not getting anything from her, honestly.
I don't think she's gonna win either. I just think after the episode, you have to respect, 1, the edit boost, and 2, just the overall relationship build. That's a gigantic relationship. That's a really good player she's with. And I feel like you have to respect that by bumping her up at least 3 spots. I feel like or at least 2 or 3 spots. Like she's just like that. That was such a good episode for her, to the point where like if you don't bump her up, at least like 1 or like even one spot. I mean, like did she go down?
Last one, so she only went down by 1. She only went down by 1.
But Lyanna went down after the episode, is what you're saying.
Okay, good.
Like that's what I'm saying.
She voted out vote. I don't care.
I mean, Underdog, thoughts?
I definitely don't have Lyanna at 8, and it's a lot because of that advantage that she got on the island. That's a really powerful advantage if she knows how to use it correctly. So I can't have her in the bottom half.
Yeah, a lot of my rankings aren't like just by position, but they're also ranked by like my like personal like opinions on how if I think they can win. And right now, I don't think Lyanna stands really a chance at all.
I understand what you're saying for sure.
Yeah,
but I definitely felt that way about Erica for a long time, and I was right. So maybe you're right as well. Well, we'll just have to see. Yeah.
All right, so Underdog, who's your 8?
My 8, and dropping down 2 spots from last week, is everybody's favorite player, Ricard.
Let's go.
So, yeah, he has the extra vote, but he's probably going to give that back to Shan. And Shan has clearly made all of the power decisions, and that could not have been exemplified more than the last tribal council, where he was the one that she was deciding whether or not to vote out instead of her. She was making the decision. He was the one at her mercy. So that's just, if you have any doubt in your mind that Shan is driving the boat of that duo, you should have no more doubt anymore. Ricard is completely second in command, and he's more than likely going to give that extra vote back. And given that the fact that he's the number 2 in a tribe of 2, that really puts him in a bad spot. If he gets into some sort of bad swap or merge or position in whatever's going on next week, he could be just the easy vote and no bad knock.
I would love to see that too. Oh my god, you're giving me too much hope, man.
You guys ready for number 7?
Yes.
Yeah. Number 7 is Deshaun. For me, Deshaun and Danny kind of go.
Here we go again. Here we go.
For me, Deshaun and Danny kind of go in a package. So spoiler alert, Danny is right above Deshaun. I keep Danny above Deshaun, not because I think Danny's playing a better game. I think Deshaun's playing a much better game than Danny is, because he has that connection to Evie. The only issue is I think Deshaun is playing a better game. He's a better player, and with that comes a bigger threat. And so I feel like if someone were to flip it on that faction in the Blue Tribe, and by faction I mean the power trio in Sydney, Deshaun, and Danny, if the other two tribes were like, hey, Erica, Heather, Nasir, come over here, or even not Nasir, just Erica and Heather, that's already a majority, and that flips on them, and I think they go for Deshaun because they don't think that he has an idol.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, I don't know. At this point, I think Deshaun has gone a little bit up because he hasn't gone too much negative. I don't think they were trying to throw the challenge, this last challenge. Well, yeah, Deshaun sat out. They had to sit out one of the big guys, and this year just came in and beasted his way through the end. So I don't think they really wanted to throw the challenge. It didn't seem like they were going out of their way. So
that's the thing that actually made, like, usually I'm not the most positive on Deshaun, but that's the thing I actually really liked about him, is that he was actively thinking enough about past seasons to realize that the tribe that comes in with 6 never wins. Even in old school tribe, the only times I ever worked is with Shapira. Other than that, which obviously that's season 8. You're in season 41 now. Come on. And so, I mean, you look back. So first you have middle school survivor in Tandane. They all get picked off except for 2 of them who end up losing. You skip ahead to a season like HHH, where the Healer tribe they all get picked off except for Dr. Mike, who doesn't win. It's like, even if you're able to survive the picking off of your gigantic tribe, you still don't win. And so I feel like he's smart. He was very smart in thinking that. My issue is, it's like, I think people are going to see what I'm seeing, and they're going to be smart enough to go after him.
Yeah, I mean, but this also is actually Survivor Season 1 because it's drop the 4, keep the 1. So you never know what happens.
Yeah, come on.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, guys, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is, I'm sad that I actually have him this high, but it's Ricard. I'd love if I could put him at 12. I should have put him at 12 because the last 2 times my last placer actually went home, but I cannot put Ricard at 12. He just like Shan is 2 people. They're not in a good position right now. They're probably gonna get dissolved or something weird like that. And if they do, easy boot material right there, which I mean I love it because Ricard possibly could go home. But yeah.
Okay. Question. Because you hate Ricard so much. If someone told you, okay, I'll make Ricard the next boot, and on top of that, I'll make an entertaining boot. But your collateral is that Shan, the biggest character in the entire season, also gets booted. You would take that.
That's a hard decision.
Let's say, hold on, pause. Let's say that Shan goes to Yase and Ricard goes to Luvu, and it's a double tribal where both of them go. There's only like a reward challenge, so that's it. And then they both go, and if Ricard has to go, then Shan has to go. What do you do? Because I swear to God, if you say you're finding them both going, you're fine with Shan. This is like the biggest character since literally like since Tony. Like legitimately, I'm thinking, the biggest character since Tony.
That's definitely not true, but it's only been 5 episodes, but still,
I'm saying in this 6 episodes, based on how much time we've had and the amount of screen time and focus we've had on her, who has gotten that much screen time and that same amount of episodes?
Goliath, I think, probably.
No, he was more of a narrator.
Rick Devens
got a lot of screen time.
Yeah, Rick Devens got a lot of screen time too.
Rick Devens got a lot, but he was also voted out. I'm talking about a person who was there for more than 4
probably
episodes.
Dominic.
Rick Devens was only out of the game for 1 episode.
Yeah, Rick Devens really wasn't actually gone that long if you think about it.
1 episode? What season were you watching? He was gone for 3 episodes, and then he
No, because then after the swap tribe, Devens goes, then they vote out Aubrey and Wendy in the same episode, then they merge and Devens gets back in the game.
That's 1 episode.
It's a double episode.
He goes at 4. Sorry, like the 4th.
The 4th person voted out. 5th person out voted is Aubrey.
Correct.
And then 6th person voted out is Wendy. And then they merge, but Aubrey and Wendy go in the same episode.
So he missed 2 rounds. Yeah, he missed 2 rounds, but he was only gone for. Well, he wasn't even technically.
But his edit picked up at final 8. That's the episode that I remember where his edit really picks
Dominic
up.
Abate. How about that? Dominic was a very big.
There you go. She's the biggest character since Dominic Abate. Put it there. I'll take it all day. That's the character you're willing to give up for.
I never said I was willing to give up.
I know. I'm asking.
Why are we asking if we can give up Shan? She's winning the game, so it's not really a question.
I'm curious because Skylander hates Ricard so much.
I think I sadly would keep Ricard in the game, so Shan can stay.
Thank you for having common sense.
But still, Ricard is still 7 though. He's in a bad position if he gets swapped on them tribes. I think you guys can agree with that.
I agree.
So yeah, and unfortunately Shan is too. So.
Yep.
Who's your 7?
My 7 is the mermaid herself, Sydney, actually staying at the exact same spot as last week.
Oh yeah,
he
doesn't like.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like Sydney.
No, I think Sydney's a great character. I just don't think she has a shot at winning.
But that's mean.
I'm not super confident on her winning, but I think she's in a great spot right now. But we'll talk about her later.
I don't necessarily think that because now we saw it Nasir is sort of being roped into that Danny Deshawn group.
Bro,
and
Danny said he didn't want to work with him. He said that in the episode.
And even if he is, that's just better for her because now instead of a power trio, it's a power quadruple in which then Nasir's only out an easy boot if they can get to the end. But again, that's for the later discussion. It'll be much farther down the line. Run my number 6, right?
Well, wait, yo. He didn't even gonna talk about his number 7. That was like 30 seconds.
What?
You want to talk? You have anything to say about Sydney, or are you good?
Oh yeah. Go.
Well, also just I feel like she's not everybody likes Sydney because we saw Erica trying to target her. We saw Tiffany not really enjoying Sydney's attitude, whatever that is supposed to mean.
Tiffany too as well. So
yeah, I don't appreciate Tiffany's attitude, but regardless, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what's actually happening on the show. And obviously Sydney's well insulated enough with Deshawn to where Deshawn doesn't want to target her, but he wants to target Erica, which is why Erica is 5 spots below Sydney. But still, I feel like Sydney, and again, she's like she's the highest placing of the 3 women, but I don't know that
she said 7 out of 12.
I think there's two paths for Sydney. I think if I had to put my life on someone being in Final Tribal, it's Sydney. Here's why. Out of her tribe, who has gone to tribal how many times? Goose egg. Zero. She has gotten crazy content. She is almost as many confessionals as someone like Evie.
Well, because she's a confessional machine. It's good. It's good TV. It doesn't necessarily.
Okay, but hear me out though. Did they show Nora in the pre-merge at nearly as much as they did in post-merge? No, because although Nora's a confessional machine, like she wasn't as important. I think Sydney is either your second place, like she gets like 1 or 2 votes, or she's your like surprise. Oh my God, she won the season. How? I think Sydney, because obviously she's not the old lady, so she's not gonna get 3rd place unless she goes like full Angelina tilt mode. But I think for me personally, I think the amount of screen time that she got is just not warranted. I think it's production saying, don't forget about Sydney. She's here, even though she means nothing right now, and there's no reason for us to show her except to tell you that there's a power trio and then Nasir exists, and then Heather and Erica maybe Karen on the season or whatever. Like, that's the only thing that you need to tell us. But the fact that they've given her a confessional now every single episode. And on top of that, most of them have 2 every single episode. Those are Evie, not Chantelle numbers, but Evie numbers. Those are really good. And so the fact that they've done that without really needing to tells me that she's getting far. And I don't see her being like a Rob goddess. She's not a very likable person. I mean, like not in that way, not in like a Chantelle type of way. And so I think she's. If I had to put my life on someone, I think that's who I would put my life on. Now, usually I would bet on a GOAT, but I feel like Heather and Tiffany are kind of fighting for that 3rd place spot right now because they're both the old ladies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily agree that if I had to put my life on, I would choose Sydney, but she's definitely up there, which is why I haven't talked about her yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So are we on 6s now?
Top half.
Mm-hmm.
Top half, baby. All right, top 5, baby. Sorry.
Let's go with Danny at 6.
Same.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. For me, I think Danny's just. I think Danny's kind of turned it into what we put like Sarah preseason, whereas like just Sarah's like the basic white girl. Danny's just like the basic football player. And he right now he's in a decent spot. He's in a really good spot. But unless he can start kicking his game into gear and start playing, like I said, pre-merge, preseason, like Jeremy, he's eventually going to get blindsided. Like there's no way that they just let him prance to the end and then win challenges. There's no way. And so I think he needs to start actually playing and not just being like an alliance member. And if he doesn't do that within the next 2 episodes, he's gone. But because he's in that great spot and because he is who he is, he's going to be in top half all the time.
I also have Danny at number 6, just saying. So
do we all just have the same person in the exact middle of the pack at the exact rating? That's
Danny's
wild.
just the most middle person on this cast, I think. Right?
Yeah,
He's definitely not going home pre-merge, but he could also be like that first merge boot or like just a early merge boot.
Yeah. So, or like the third merge boot, like that Alec from Dave Goliath spot.
Yeah. Just one of the early
or the John Hennigan, which would be
the
second merge boot.
True.
I think that's more reserved for Deshaun personally, but that's just my opinion. Like I think Deshaun and John Hennigan and like Sophie are like the big boots from that season, from their like respective seasons, and I think that's personally I would put Deshaun in that spot over Danny. But honestly, I think it could be Danny as well there, honestly, because he does fit like the John Hennigan type of persona. But I think Deshaun fits more of the Sophie persona. Like so it's a matter of
nicknames though. So
yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so should we go to number 5? I guess now
we should. I have Ricard at 5. I couldn't fit him in the 4, but I think he's in a spot right now where if he can get through this swap / not exactly or whatever the hell we're calling it, if he can get through this and get to the merge with Chantelle, I think Chantelle can literally drag him to the end, like physically drag him to the end, because Chantelle right now is making these. So first of all, Chantelle did her a great service by making that alliance with Lyanna, because I was afraid that the blue and the yellow tribe were just going to align and take out the Uas, because there was first you have Danny interacting with Xander in that first ship's wheel thing. And then you also have Evie and Deshaun becoming even closer than they are. That's 2 bonds that were like really close, or not really close, but you know what I mean? Like the 2 bonds right there. And there was none from Uvu and Yase. Ua and Yase. But now that we've gotten Lyanna and Chantelle with definitely the closest intertribal relationship of the season by far. Now that puts Ua in a much better spot, and that's why Ricard stays in 5 instead of maybe dipping down to like a 7 or an 8 because of Lyanna's work as always. I think the issue is, and the reason why he's not near Lyanna is because I do think that if he gets like, oh well, we can't take out the king being Chantelle, so let's take out the queen being Ricard, and I feel like that's where he could end up there.
The queen and Ricard, God. Yeah, okay. I get that. Too high, but it's just whatever. So at number 6, that is number 5, that is Nasir, actually. I'm happy he's this high. I just his edit has been like probably the most wonky out of anyone this entire, but now I just don't feel like he can go home pre-merge. I just don't see how that is. Well, Danny said he didn't want to play with him. He at least like considered it, even after like definitely wanting to get him out, which means something.
Yeah.
And them actually telling him about them wanting to throw the challenge is something. Also, now that Nasir has this advantage, at least on his tribe, he's the only one that knows that. While the other 2 tribes know he has an advantage, on the Lubu tribe right now, no one else knows. So now now Chantelle and Ricard might like say, oh well, Nasir actually has an advantage, has leverage, since they don't want to go home.
No, honestly, I think. Oh, you're right. Honestly, as soon as you said that, I thought, you know what they could do is just come here and be like, hey, we like didn't like, or Ricard has ours, like I don't, even though Chantelle has it, and then that could leave her being like, okay, but so like Ricard has our tribes, who has your tribes? She's like, oh, Nasir said the phrase, it's probably Nasir, and then they also, I mean, that could be it too. So I kind of wish I put Nasir a little bit lower now, thinking about that. But
yeah, but either way, just I don't know. Like he got a lot of positive content today. Also talking about like his daughter and stuff, and like how she put out. So I think that's good. But as well, like just Nasir has gotten such a messy edit. It's hard to put him anywhere above like 6. So
that's true.
That's kind of where I am. All right, what's your number? I mean, number 5. Sorry, I have number 5. Yeah. So who's your number 5? Underdog.
So my number 5 is going to be Lyanna. She is the second in command to Evie. She's the 2 out of that alliance in Yase. And now that she has that advantage with what's it called?
I hate that advantage.
Yeah, knowledge is power advantage. Oh, wow. So scary. She can just steal Xander's idol, which is going to be absolutely huge for her game. And she does have big movitis, but I feel like, especially now that she's aligned with Shan, who is the best player on this season, she is in a really good spot to probably make a. I mean, I think everybody in this top 5 I could see winning the game. Like, these are the 5 people that I could see. Lyanna, I don't think has a great shot, but I think she has a path at this point.
I would say my top 4, because I have
Ricard in my 5 spot, just because he's in a good spot, but I don't see Ricard or Danny really winning at this point right now. And I definitely see Danny winning more than Ricard. So I really, my top 4 is pretty distinct. I can see Lyanna, Chantelle, Evie, or Sydney winning the game. You know, out of my top 4, I just feel like those are the people that I feel like right now have the best shot to win the game. Or not the best shot, but the people who have a shot to win the game.
Also, I keep forgetting to say this, but Danny moved down 2 spots for me in the 6th spot, and then Lyanna stayed the exact same.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. 4?
Yeah, 4.
I got Lyanna at 4. I think Lyanna's aligned with the most powerful player in the season. Most powerful player probably since like Dominic, honestly. I think that with Lyanna making that bond, it seems to be actually real, and it seems like that type of bond where they're not going to betray each other. I can't even talk English. They're not going to betray each other. Now they may like go different paths, but they'll never just like hardcore blindside each other. I feel like that's not like, after seeing that, there's no way. And I think what that means is Lyanna's going to align with Chantelle at the merge, and she could be if that happens, she could probably swing the entire Yase tribe with her, including Xander. Because she hasn't like gone after Xander as actively as someone like Evie has, and so because of that, then on top of that, I could see her also swinging maybe like someone from the blue tribe, like a Nasir or like a Heather or an Erica. I feel like really for me, the only thing that makes this list kind of hard to evaluate is which tribes are going to go with which, and then I could rank everything based off everything, but it's just hard to tell. Is Yase going to go with Luvu or go with Ua, or is Ua going to go with Luvu? Which I really don't. I think if anything, it's Yase choosing.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, this is apparently a game changer that's about to happen, so really anything could happen, But it's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. It could be something crazy, but Deshaun was still wearing his Luvu buff when he in his confessional. So
that's true.
When he's talking about how it's crazy and this could change the game. So we'll just have to see. So is it my number 4? I guess now.
Correct.
Well, speaking of Deshaun, I have Mr. D-Lix at 4. So yeah, I mean, Deshaun, he's been up and down, but I feel like this episode, while nothing really overly good happened to his edit, nothing kind of like bad happened to him either, where people were like saying like, oh, he was trying to throw like Nasir didn't go over to Erica and was like, oh, hey, by the way, Deshaun was trying to throw the challenge. Like, that didn't happen. So that's good. I feel like he's in a pretty good position. Now, again, I still feel like out of the big 3 in this tribe, Danny, himself, and Sydney, I think he's the most susceptible to being like the pre-merge blind side of the 3. Yeah. That doesn't mean that much since they're on Luvu. And if there's a tribe dissolve, Luvu will probably still just continue to win challenges if it's just a simple tribe dissolve, which it probably won't be, but that's a possibility. So there's that. And I just feel like he's in a good position right now and probably won't get voted out soon. But yeah, so
I agree. Underdog, what is your number 4?
At number 4, moving up 4 spots from last week, that is Nasir. Hey. And this could be my bias because I just don't want Nasir to go home anytime soon. So I could just be like avoiding the truth. But he did find the idol, which puts him in a great spot at this point. He also had that scene showing where he's starting to work with the power trio of Deshaun, Danny, and Sydney. So he is moving up in the social ladder. And I feel like his edit is kind of similar to Kathy Vadrick O'Brien all the way back in season 4, which it's kind of hard to compare edits. But she was like the first ever, like someone who started off rocky, made some social faux pas, and then ended up changing it around and becoming a really, really likable figure on the season and having a legitimate shot to win the game if they made it to the end. And, of course, Kathy got booted at the final 3. But I think Nasir's edit is kind of like that, where he stumbled at the beginning, and now he's sort of recovering from that. He's found an idol. He's getting positive content. He's talked about – in episode 2, he talked about his growing up in Sri Lanka, and then last episode, he talked about his daughter. So he's definitely getting some positive content, and I really don't see him going anywhere anytime soon.
Agreed. Huh? That was Nasir.
That is Nasir.
Let's go to number 3s. I'm going to start off with the bomb. I got Chantelle. I do not have Chantelle in the top 2. I see Chantelle as being in the Matt Singh situation. Now, I dropped a video today, really just breaking down what I'm going to try to explain in the next minute. Okay, so let's go back to All Stars. All Stars, obviously, we see that the tribe that has the least numbers being Saboga, half of them get split. It's not a very good example. I think we can all agree that All Stars isn't really a good example of how 3 tribe seasons end up playing out because it's Boston Rob. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's go to the first real one, Matt Singh. Obviously, they do amazing. This is the only time where both people from the small tribe do amazing. Now, let's go to Kagyan. Let's see. So we have them all getting to top 6, but none of them win. We have, let's see, worlds apart from the small tribe, which I guess would be the no collar tribe. Come on now. Like, Will, are you kidding me right now? Moving on to the Go Wrong tribe. We have the Braun tribe again. Sydney gets close, no cigar. And then what's next? What is it? The HHH Hustlers. They infiltrate and they join up with the heroes. They get so far, but then the heroes just flip on them. It's easy. No. At the end, the only one that gets the end is Ryan, who has no shot of winning against really Devin, Chrissy, or Ben. Honestly, so I mean, it just shows that. Honestly, I feel like if you're on that lower tribe, it's like as much as people get in their heads, oh my god, it works all the time. They always get far. They've only ever won once, and that was because. Well, no. I won't make excuses because Malcolm or Denise wins against Lisa or Scoop in there. But that was one. That was one time out of the 6 times we've done this now. Come on. I think that the small tribe should not be looked at as okay. They have the advantage. They should have to work for it, not just be assumed so. And I think people have almost got comfortable assuming that the small tribe is the overdogs versus the whole point is that they're supposed to be underdogs, not overdogs. And I feel like
underdog survivor.
There you go. And so I feel like that's why you have to put respect on to the numbers game. And right now the numbers are just completely against them. And I feel like as much as you want to say, hey, look, it's going to be like Matt Singh. The other 6 times they've done it, it hasn't been like Matt Singh.
Yeah.
I think your point has some merit to it. However, a lot of the people that went far into the game legitimately had a shot to win. Like Sydney had a shot to win. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that she was on the original Braun tribe. She just didn't make it to the end. But if she did, she played a good game.
I don't think she beats Michelle or Aubrey there because of the faction of Julie, Scott, what's his face, Jason, and then I guess Ty would probably be on the jury. He also doesn't like her. So
yeah, but if Joe doesn't get medevac there, it plays out completely differently.
Well, then again,
Aubrey wins if Joe doesn't get medevac.
I was gonna say if Joe doesn't get medevac, Aubrey just drags.
That's why
Joe
Aubrey's
and,
my bottom 10 winner. I mean, that's why Michelle's my bottom 10 winner. I will always dog on Michelle if I can.
Also, I think Shan is maybe the best player to ever come from the small tribe. So I don't think you could really count her out. And I know you're not because I would say at number 3. But
yeah, I mean, I think it's either her or Malcolm, probably. Yeah. Her, Malcolm, and maybe Spencer, but I'm not the most gigantic Spencer fan, honestly. As much as he's similar to, so he's very. You would think I'm a person who's very similar to I talk how Spencer does. I'm very
You're named how Spencer is.
I'm literally Spencer's and it's the same name. we're very similar as far as the way that we look. I'm very a binary, just like he is. I'm kind of but the thing is I just don't the whole oh, Spencer, he's such an underdog. He plays such a good game. No, Tony played a better game than him. Tony played a game that was harder, better, just overall. And then I feel like Spencer had a lot of complaining. He'd always complain. Oh, you have 0% chance of winning. Oh, everything's not going right for me. And I feel like it was more a complaint. You said what?
He would have won. I said, to be fair, he is the second best player probably of Kagayan. So,
I mean, he beats Tony, but if the argument is I beat you in the end, I mean, Natalie White, Russell. I mean, listen, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying he's the second best player in that season.
I understand, but the thing is, and again, it's super impressive. I just think overall, compared to his competition in that season, it wasn't like he was miles ahead of everybody else, like he is said to be by most casuals and some super fans.
Yeah, and he also would have been voted out
exactly.
if they went to one more tribal. There's that. I think if you look at Spencer's game, like at the same exact amount of players that Chantelle and Spencer, I think Chantelle has played a better game. We're just gonna have to see how Chantelle deals with the merge if she's there after this weird whatever they're doing.
I'm sure there's no way that
I think Chantel's a lock for the finale. It's a matter of if she can get from at least I think she's a lock for like that 7th place like Christian spot. I feel like anything past that and she's living on borrowed time for me. But again, different conversation for a different day. Yeah, I have Chantelle. I just feel like the history of small tribes, as much as people may remember Matsing and remember like, oh yeah, the Breen tribe, they got really far. In the end, only one person from a small tribe has ever gotten to the end in a has ever won the game in a 3-tribe season. One out of like 6 seasons. You know.
To be fair, it's also been like how many seasons since we've seen a small person tribe?
You mean
like 35? Is that the last time we've
35
seen it?
You wait. Do you mean like a three-person tribe season?
3-person tribe where there's like 3 people left on the tribe at the merge.
That's
like
exactly what
when
HH
does that
is.
happen?
That's
okay, yeah.
exactly what HH.
It's been like 6 seasons, and I feel like despite it only being 3 years, 6 seasons, whatever. Like, I just feel like Survivor 41 especially is going to be such a different game. I don't think we can just say, oh, well, this happened in this season, so it's going to happen in this season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but history is your best precedent, though. You can only go off one thing. It's history, because you can't see the future, and so you analyze the present and you apply it to the past. And I'm looking at the past.
Survivor can just change so much, but like still, like I mean, I agree with you. I don't have Chantelle number 3. I guess I just say who I have number 3. I think this has been my number 3 for like basically every single podcast. It's Evie. So she's number 3. She's doing good right now. She probably won't go home if there's a tribe dissolve. So there's that. But the fact that she wants to get rid of Xander kind of bugs me. So yeah, there's that. That's kind of it. Because like, let's be honest. Like, if Xander wasn't there, Yase wouldn't be there. They'd be gone. They'd be all voted out.
I'm not ranking from like who I like or trust me. I'd be.
I'm not ranking them either. I'm saying like I feel like her willingness to get rid of Xander is bad. I don't think that's a good thing for her game. Okay. So there's that, and also I feel like she's kind of working with Tiffany, who I don't think is, if she makes the merge, I don't think Tiffany will be like a reliable person. She seems very like wants to do everything that Tiffany wants to do and won't really do anything else what other people say. She basically was the sole reason why Voce went home, just because she got so paranoid. I think that Evie and Lyanna just kind of got fed up with it and just was like caved in to be like, okay, let's vote out Voce. So she would shut up. And then we also have Evie, which Evie could maybe now flip on. I mean, we also have Lyanna, who might flip on her. I'm not sure. Because with Chantelle, if Chantelle wants to get rid of Evie, who knows what happens in that situation. But now Lyanna has another connection that's not Evie. So there's that. But again, Evie, still very high, still number 3. So yeah.
Okay. And Underdog 3.
I also have Evie at number 3, and that's the exact same spot where I had her last week. Yeah, she didn't. We didn't see much of her this week, other than the fact that she solidified her relationship with Xander, or in quotation marks relationship, because she's really just trying to keep him comfortable so he doesn't flip after any sort of switch up, because she's really working with the Women's Alliance and she's the head of that Women's Alliance. She also is aligned with one of the biggest power players of the season in Deshawn, because they went to the island together and they formed a pretty strong bond, or at least it looked that way. So no real movement from Evie.
Yeah, but she also hates all men, so maybe she's fake about Deshawn. Who knows? All right, so number 2.
So remember what we do is we just say who we have at number 1, and we can just talk in general about our number 1s and number 2s. I have, so in my top 2, in no specific order, I have Sydney and Evie. And for number 1, I have Sydney. I think Sydney's in a better spot right now than Evie. I think Evie right now is in a great spot the issue is, I think Sydney, like, who are Sydney's enemies aside from Tiffany? And if Tiffany's your enemy, listen, that's a pretty good enemy to have because Tiffany has 0 power in the game right now. And then I think as far as if you look the other way with Evie's enemies, probably someone like if Xander can finally get out of this hypnotized state, I think Xander could be. I think we see Tiffany also being Evie's enemy as well because she's also not very wary of she is very, very wary of how Evie's playing Xander. She doesn't like that. And so I think any negatives that you can find for Sydney, you can find for Evie. And I think right now, as far as they're perceived in the game by the people that they know, I think it's the same perception. Really like nice person, maybe some tough moments there here and there where I don't like them. I do think overall as a character, Evie's much more likable. Like in confessionals, Evie's a much more likable person. But I think in the game, Sydney isn't nearly as much of a villain / like annoying / conceited person as she comes across, in the confessionals. And so I feel like Sydney, and obviously Sydney has more power as far as numbers. And I think even if Sydney wants to flip on her own tribe, she can pull in these people because Deshaun has the relationship with Evie. And obviously, I think honestly, a really likely scenario is that it's everybody versus like the 3 people on the Luvu tribe and Nasir, Heather, and Erica, because what Deshaun could do is pull in the Yase tribe with his connection with Evie, and then Lyanna could then pull in Chantelle and Ricard from the Ua tribe, and it could end up being that. But I just feel like overall, Sydney and Evie are in great spots, and I just have Sydney over slightly because I feel like Sydney's power trio is more power, a really kind of power quadruple now with Nasir is a lot more powerful than Evie's quadruple, just because I feel like Evie's quadruple is a lot less solid than Sydney's is, or at least Sydney's trio is very, very solid. And then obviously Nasir is kind of there.
Yeah. All right. So my number 1, number 2, hate to see it. Chantelle is a number 1. Chantelle's number 2. And Sydney's number 1. I don't know what Underdog's doing with Sydney being so low on his list, but whatever. Sadly, unfortunately, the reason why Chantelle is not number 1 anymore is because we have no idea what's about to happen to her. So, so there's that, which sucks. Well, we know what is going to happen with Sydney. She most likely stays on Luvu. What happened? I don't know. And that's that. With Chantelle, it's much less clear on what's going to happen with her, and since we don't really know her fate that well, despite her playing despite her playing the best game so far in 41, we don't know what's going to happen to her. So again, Chantelle still very high, number 2, but I think Sydney's just in a much better position. Has positioned herself very well. Probably the second best player on this. Maybe Evie's probably a better player. I don't know. One top 3 player on the season so far. Yeah. And she is in a very good position right now. I just don't see Luvu really having a reason. Like, not just they want, like, there's a not like they'll even be able to vote her out because they'll keep winning. But I don't see a reason why Luvu would want to get rid of Sydney either. I know Erica wants to, but it's Erica, so whatever. Yeah. And Erica's sus according to Deshaun. So. There's that. So yeah, really, I think Sydney's in a pretty good position, and if the only person who wants to get you out is Erica, you should be pretty safe.
Yeah. So I have Shan and Deshaun at my 1 and 2, same exact from last week, and they are not moving at all because at number 1 we have the evil music herself, Chantelle. Who that once again played this week.
I mean, she's the winner of the season. I just have to can't. If
she's the winner of the season, but you don't have her at number 1. How does that make any sense?
Because in her position, despite her good edit, her position just isn't as good as
she's either a winner,
and that's a fact.
Rob Goddess or like a crazy merge boot. There's no in between with Shan. She's gotten too much of an edit now, and the only time that passed that we've seen edit this big is for a crazy merge boot. Have we even seen an edit this big for someone who gets booted at the merge? I mean, maybe like a Chris Noble type person, but even then, Chris Noble didn't get nearly as much screen time. I'm trying to think of like a crazy merge boot who got so much screen time in the pre-merge. Can you think of somebody like that?
I'm trying to think right now. I think Jessica from 35 got a decent amount.
Nah, not this big at all.
Not this big. I'm just saying she got a decent amount, though.
The biggest thing we learned from Jessica is that she's 30 years old and a virgin.
Exactly.
So can you guys think of like a merge?
I'm going down the seasons right now thinking. So what was the merge with 34?
As much screen time as
Haley definitely wasn't from 30. Haley definitely wasn't.
No, what are you talking about? She was a game changer.
Obviously. 33 was who?
I don't think so.
Who was 33?
I don't think so.
Michelle, no. 32 was
Cass,
no. Well, technically it was 30. It was Neil.
Cass, no. Joe, no. Yeah. So then if she's not in the merge, then she's either going to be a Rob goddess or the winner. there's no other option. And so that's why Shan has to stay in top 3 for me. The issue with me is like, although like her edit says great, perfect, amazing, the numbers don't lie, and the numbers are not in her favor at all as far as statistically. And even in the last 3 tribe season, exactly where she is where like I'd say like a Devin Pinto was. And that's not the place you want to be, because although Devin wins at the end, probably
Devin wins at the end if there's not a ridiculous production twist.
Exactly.
I like Ben though, honestly. I'm kind of like,
oh, I'm a Ben fan. I mean, I was a casual at the time that aired. I was super happy with that twist, but I admit that it's really broken and that Devin should have won.
I think though for the season, I think Ben
it worked out for me personally story wise.
Yeah, I think
Devin wins that season. Or like if Chrissy or Ryan was that season, it's cool, but you almost feel like the bad guys won. Just a team
like also like imagine like the winner.
Well, it's ended differently if Ben doesn't win.
Well, obviously,
I know, but still, but like I feel like Ben just like had to win. I don't know. I feel like the perfect winner for that season was Ben. Honestly, that's just my opinion. Though. Also, like the winner of Survivor HHH, Devin just sounds weird. Yeah. Like imagine Devin on Winners at War. Remember? Imagine Devin on Winners at War.
That's weird. Yeah,
it probably would have been cool, but still, that would have been really weird.
No.
But yeah, so why are we talking about Devin Pinto?
He probably doesn't make it on Winners at War. Honestly, the only reason Ben made it on is because
Mike makes on Winners at War. Then let's go. Yeah. Mike Holloway makes on Winners at War.
Mike with no Devin. I think that's honestly probably better. Honestly, I'm not gonna
lie. I really wanted Mike to be on Winners.
But then Tony may not win the season because remember Ben's his ally. So is that worth it now?
Butterfly effect. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. Moving on to things that are so moving back on to things that are regular.
So Shan found the idol this episode, which is something that I don't think we can discount, because even if she gets into a bad position at whatever's happening next episode, she could just use the idol and save herself and then get out of that and get to the merge in a good spot. She's allied with Ricard, she's allied with Lyanna, and she's shown the ability to just be good at the game in general. She also probably is going to have the extra vote because Ricard promised to give that back to her. So I mean, and once again, she proved how much power she really has in the game last episode by not receiving any votes in a 3-person tribal council. So to me,
I gotta say, what's so impressive to me is that she's done all of this. Like she's been as dominant as Tony was in the post merge, in the pre merge without any advantages. That's how.
Up until now.
But she doesn't use any advantages, and now she has them in her back pocket when she's in a bad spot.
Chantelle's definitely the best player of the season.
And so it's like, for me, it's like if you can be as dominant as really anyone has been in a stretch of 6 episodes, especially in the pre-merge, like that's really, really impressive. And she did it without any advantages.
How will she deal with the other tribes is the big question.
Of course. And then on top of that, she did it against good players. Sarah, JD, even Brad. Those are good players. Jeannie, I don't know. But the rest of them are pretty good, decent players. And whereas like someone like Boston Rob just herding sheep to the slaughter, a little bit different. I think what's the 2 things that make it the most impressive is the fact that she did it against like JDs of the world, which are very hard to do it against people like that. And she comes out with advantages that really she didn't even like look for like that hard.
No, JD found the steal vote and then gave it to her. Jeannie found the beware advantage and then she convinced Jeannie to not open it and then she opened it herself.
And then on top of that, Ricard is and on top of that, Ricard is about to give her the extra vote right back, and so that
Ricard's like a decent player, and he's the second in command, because he's a beta male. I hate Ricard, but whatever. That's another video.
Okay, let's do a whole podcast so you can just hate on Ricard. You're just gonna get like 3 views on my whole channel. It's gonna be the most popular video.
Yeah, no, Ricard from season 41 is an amazing person. Survivor Spencer, September 2021.
33 views. 1 like, 18 dislikes.
But if you make a video about why Ricard's the worst thing that's ever happened on Survivor history, 1 million views, 1 million likes, 0 dislikes. Actually, 1 dislike. It's Ricard.
-3 dislikes because it's like people love.
Because Ricard watches your channel.
Yeah, of course. Well, no, yeah. Remember that he commented on,
on
my cast assessment, which is hilarious. That was so funny.
What a strange turn of events.
Yeah, he commented and then he had to delete it because obviously like they can't comment on people's videos that have titles.
Yeah, like basically, I don't think they can't even talk about Survivor until the season's ended, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Because
just in case.
Yeah. Well, because the whole point is like even if Ricard comments on a video that says Ricard is about to make this big move. If he comments on it and says, great vid, come on. Like, that's got to be considered breaking your contract. You know what I mean? So I feel like...
Yeah, and your money's withheld.
The reason why... of course. The reason why it showed up as deleted is probably because he made it and just deleted it immediately. So, it didn't show up.
Ricard, don't comment, though. Ricard, don't comment, please.
Yeah, don't.
We used to like you. We probably... we might... still like you if you be nice to us, but
no, that's not why you shouldn't. You should not comment because you're gonna get sued, not because
actually, yes, please comment, please. Actually, Ricard, no.
Okay, now we're getting into legal trouble. I think we're gone too far on this podcast.
Okay, there we go. What's going on your channel, Underdog?
Hey! Excuse you. We have not talked about my second place.
We're saving that. Oh wait. Well, I thought you discussed.
No, I did not discuss.
Oh, this devious whatever licks. What the fuck you got going over there? Oh my god.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the number 2 pick on Underdog Power Rankings. It is the Sussman # Devious Licks D-Rad. You love to see it.
Oh my god, I'm putting that, bro. I'm putting that. That's going on TikTok, bro. There's no way.
This is what happens when you film podcasts live unedited.
Oh my god, bro! Podcasts are so good.
What the heck? He said sus 1 time. Like,
yes, he's now the sus. Has anybody in the history of Survivor said the word sus? I don't think
probably
so.
Not.
That means Deshaun is a game changer, worthy of being on Game Changers.
Game changer.
Oh my God.
He hasn't even been in tribal council yet, and he's more deserving of being a game changer than Haley Ford.
Guess who didn't go to tribal and was on Game Changers? Caleb.
Yeah, he changed the game.
Ooh. Yeah, Caleb changed the game. He went to his second tribal on his. He went to his first tribal on his second season. Game changer.
Yeah, that's game changing. Have you ever seen that before? I don't think so.
Have you ever heard someone say on
Underdog, not just play the Among Us trap remix? Deshaun, bro. Are we just gonna act like that?
Do you actually have a reason though why he's so high, or is that it?
Well, he didn't move at all from last week. Last week he was number 2. This week he's number 2. Yeah, he's still in the power of that majority alliance, and the fact that Luvu didn't go to tribal, I think, actually helps him because now the Uwa and Yase tribes can't just say, oh, well, it's 4 and plus 3 against 6, so we can just take out Luvu. Now it's 4 plus 2 against 6, which you can't just take out Luvu then. That's not how math works.
That's not mathematical.
And as I'm known to be the math genius over here, that I can attest to, that's not how math works. And also, true. I feel like Deshaun has enough game sense to know that it's not smart to take out Erica right away because then it'll be 5 versus 4 plus 2, which would be 6. I think he's smart enough to know that's not his optimal move right now. He is the best position within that Luvu tribe, and I think he's also roping in Nasir at the moment, so he knows that it's best for him to just maintain that control and then smooth sail on over. So, Deshaun, in conclusion, is number 2.
And a game changer?
And a game changer.
Okay. Yeah, put him on game changers too.
Weird. All right. First of all,
the best position because that's a fallacy. That's simply not true. Sydney
okay,
is,
first of all, what's going on your channel, Underdog, and then Skylander, and then Math, and then I'll tell us on my channel. We can get out of here.
Guys, by the time you're watching this, I will have broken my streak of not posting any videos. Okay, we're recording this on Thursday night. I am going to post a video on Friday to the Underdog Survivor channel. I know this is game changing. I haven't posted in like 2 months. I think the last video I posted was a collab with Survivor Spencer on talking what the monster is. Remember when
So
the biggest
far,
news
not
we had
seen
about
the
Survivor
monster.
41 was about the monster.
And then it turned out to be clickbait.
Yeah.
Complete clickbait. Yeah.
Anyways, so by the time you're watching this, I already have posted a new video, and if you haven't watched it, go ahead and give it a watch.
Well, you want to give a sneak peek on what the video is about, though, or do you want
to? You can literally just go onto my channel and click on it.
I know. Oh yeah, but I want a sneak peek. Whatever.
You want a sneak peek? It is
sassy.
It is about Survivor: Edge of Extinction.
Okay, cool. So what's going on my channel? I recently just uploaded like a 1 hour and 7 minute video. If you're into that type of stuff, about the 10-year anniversary of Scoundrels, pretty epic. If you want to come to subscribe to my channel, we're 1,000 away from 10K, so that'd be pretty cool if you did that. And I'm about to upload some spooky videos because it's that time of year. So.
Spooky.
Skylander's channel will actually be added in the description. Yes, now because I got my community tab, I can now at people who have like a lot of subs. So Underdog, sorry, I cannot at you. I've tried to at you in my description. It didn't work.
You can at my main channel. Maybe that will work.
There you go. I'll add you there. I think if you also have a community tab, then you can add, you can be added and then at other people, which is
I'm like 200 subs short on my main channel. So
okay,
not yet.
Cool. Wait, you're around 300 subs in total, something like that.
318 at the time recording this.
Gotcha.
And 30 on my Survivor channel.
There you go. Well, guys, what's going on my channel? Because we already know that the only channel that we care about is my channel. Skylander, stall for like 20 seconds while I get my video list out. Stall and talk about Survivor 41.
Yeah. So, Survivor, Deshaun's a game changer. He said sus. He plays Among Us probably. I actually played Among Us with Deshaun, and he was the imposter. So, and he killed me.
Did you vote him out?
Nah, he killed me. He won.
Oh,
he
wow.
was the imposter.
Deshaun's just too good of a player.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm back. Let's stop talking about Deshaun. Never again.
No, we're going to talk about him in 1 week.
Okay,
because we voted out. Ayo. Okay.
So when you guys are seeing this, it'll be a Sunday. By the way, happy Sunday. I hope you're an NFL team one if you watch football. I don't know, whatever.
Let's go Cowboys.
Or
Let's
actually,
go Packers.
Let's go Cowboys. Let's go Cowboys. Well, actually, this will be dropping probably noon, so maybe football's coming up. I don't know. Whatever. Is it light outside? Is it dark outside?
Let's go, Dak.
But then, there you go. Well, we're not going to be playing on this Sunday. Skylander. If you're a real fan, you know that. That's okay.
All I know is football Sunday. That's all I know. So,
so you guys were watching this on Sunday. Tomorrow, after this gets posted, I'll be doing a video and arguing why I think that this possibly could be the best post merge in Survivor history. Hear me out. Watch tomorrow's video and you'll just have to figure it out. And then Tuesday, obviously, I'll probably do my True Contenders video tomorrow and then do that video on Tuesday. And then obviously we'll have the post game show and then post episode videos on Thursday and Saturday and rinse repeat. Again, guys, thank you for the continued support. It means a lot. None of this happens without you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, turn on that notification bell and press all when it asks you. Because if you don't, then it's like you might as well just not, because YouTube is weird. Again, guys, community tab unlocked. That's so cool. Never would have thought that would ever happen when I bought a mic and posted my video on Reddit and self-advertised for the first month. I never would have thought that would happen.
Self promo, love to see it.
Yeah, serious.
Literally everyone does it on
shameless. But yeah, guys, again, this is all because of you guys. So continue to click, and I'll continue to push out this daily content that takes me forever to make because I love you guys. See you guys. Bye.